Hello, defenders of the asteroid. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Tribe of the Sky. Episode 6, Dangerous Entry. Okay, here it is. So this is the possible grow zone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink it down. One of the first things I want to grow here is hill root. Then I'm going to go for psychoid. Hops. And then, last but not least, cotton. Out here, we'll do fiber corn. Tinctoria 1. So, fiber corn and Tinctoria doesn't require 100% light to grow, which is why they can be outside the grow light zone. Because the grow light, the two zones that the grow light has, I'll put it out here so it's more easy to see. The white zone is 100%, and the yellow zone is greater than dark. So the white zone is where you can grow crops that require bright light, and the yellow zone is where you can grow crops that don't require bright light. So I'm utilizing the grow lights outside zones for crops like fiber corn, which only has a light requirement of 30%, and Tinctoria, which only has a light requirement of 30%. To grow other things, to take advantage of the full space. So this is Tinctoria 3, and I bet you can guess, Tinctoria 4. And the advantage of the Tinctoria is we'll be able to dye our clothing our favorite colors, which will make us happy. And then the fiber corn, just so that we have an income of wood that isn't, you know, that's slow, but happening. So 6 zones of Tinctoria, 1 of fiber corn, cotton, hops, heel root. Pretty decent. And then before we end up using all the wood, I want to make at least 1 fermenting barrel, which requires wood. So, I'll stick it here, I guess. You think I still have potato? I do. There we go, fixed it. The other thing that's going to be important not to grow is trees, because we can't cut trees down. I mean, we can, but it like super upsets us. We have tree desire. So we need to make sure never to grow trees unless we intend to have a grove of trees, because otherwise we're kind of stuck with it. All right, looks like gunsmithing is next. Done. After gunsmithing, I'm assuming blowback, but I'll leave that up to you. All right. Quantum, your mood is a little lackluster. Is there anything I could do for you? Not really, but soon you'll have your own bedroom, so I guess there's that. And then the southern farm, because we don't have fungal gravel fungal farms, this is still going to be nutrifungus for, you know, living. But, yeah, you can see that the amount of fungus that we have is ridiculous. So perhaps what we'll do is not allow sowing right now, just to like sow the crops that we'd rather have. Because I'd rather have heel root. I'd rather have psychoid. We don't need to drive our fungal up to like a bajillion. And I would say it is not unreasonable to start eating lavishly. Cause it seems fine to me. We're eating good, guys. We're eating good. And once the bedrooms are done, I'll like bother putting in shelves. Don't worry. I'm gonna clean this up a bit. It was just a lower priority. Which is funny. I literally said that in this candy. You're like, hey, maybe it's time for shelving in the kitchen. I agree. The uninstalled lights, I'm gonna install here so that when we harvest it in the dark, we don't suck at it. Because there's still a risk of like botching that if you do it in the dark. And then I wouldn't mind slowly replacing the rough stone with built stone to put a light down here too. Because we have a very finite amount of rich soil. We only have 282 tiles of it. No, 284 tiles of it. Sorry, my math was off by 2. You know. So we need to make sure that we're utilizing it as well as possible. Oh my god, work frenzy and a work drive? Ah, yeah! Smooth? Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah, she's placing meals in the storage stockpile. I see that. Or he, sorry. The lovely cornrows. It's actually not even cornrows. It looks like cornrows. But well, I guess there is technically cornrows. The lovely cornrows are, you would think, female, but not. So these extra meals, these nice meals, should help with Quantum's mood a bit. I just saw Quantum's mood. I mean, he wasn't risking a minor break or anything like that. He is iron-willed after all. But, you know, I wanna make sure that he's not due for that. Oh, that's not Tinctoria. I named it, but I didn't actually designate it. Let me double check that. Well, once it's all planted, it will be pretty easy to see that whether I screwed it up or not. Fibercorn is actually fibercorn, thankfully. Oh, look at that. Oh, that makes me happy. This is great. I suspect I'm going to keep these plant designations for quite a while. So I'm just going to hide the zoning, because the zoning colors are kind of uglier to me than the soil. That looks nicer. And let's hide this too. Beautiful. Arsenal, thank you for the resub. Here we go. And looks like solar generation is fine. I mean, I suspected it would be, but it's not like we're having problems keeping the power bill paid. Both are slightly impressive bedrooms. We're doing good, guys. We're thriving. So after the bedrooms, what to build next? We have Science Lab, Storage, Gal Grove, Anima Grove, Entry Corridor, Workshop, other viewer suggestions. What you think? Oh, they're getting married. Well, if there was ever... Oh, that's... Are you going to attend? Yeah, there we go. If there was ever a time to have positive mood inspirations, now would be it. Is it possible to get a monument quest in space? Maybe? As far as reward preferences, I do have goodwill as a possible reward preference, and I'm not going to not say no. Oh, Bloofer! Woo! That's good, nice. That's real nice. Bloofer dusters. Well, actually, no. Bloofer button-down shirts. Well, we don't have complex clothing. So maybe I want to wait for the blue fur, because button-down shirts protect your, like, torso. Oh, you know what? Blue fur heavy bandoliers would be pretty good, too. Moranis, thank you for the sub. I don't know. I can keep dreaming about what to do with blue fur. Nice wedding gift? Yeah, no kidding. JD, you're a jogger, right? No, you're not a jogger. Who's a jogger? No one's a jogger? Yeah, no one's a jogger. Alright, so if no one moves faster than anyone else, it doesn't really matter who goes for the blue fur, because it's going to suck for whoever it is. So, JD, I'll make you do it. Caravan trick doesn't work because there's nowhere to caravan to. If you were going to suggest that as a solution, it don't work. And the bedrooms are done. They're both, one's somewhat impressive, the other's slightly impressive, but they're basically the same. So the other thing I could do for these is I'm going to try for a slightly nicer bed for their double bed, because bed quality is rest speed, and I'd like them to rest faster, if possible. Alright, so they're both good beds, that's fine. And then, the comfort of these beds is sitting at 84, so I'm going to do a Vaxstone dresser and Vaxstone end tables. The bedrooms aren't done until they're like 100% comfortable. And I should not have started my walk to get that stuff during nighttime, but whatever. I'll get the rest later. So the, well, I'm not going to hit 100% comfort, but I will hit 95% comfort for both, so that's fine. Entry corridor is going to be the next thing we work on after the bedrooms are done. What I was really trying to do with this extra furniture is to drive up the value of the room by just a little bit to make it somewhat impressive, so that we hit the next threshold of quality. The other advantage, this is a weird advantage, but the other advantage of the lavish meals, if you're wondering, lavish meals fill you up more. They have more nutrition than simple meals, so you will fill your food bar more. The it's 1.25, right, for the ingredients, and then the nutrition filled is 0.9 and 0.1. So technically speaking, it's more nutritional to do. I'm going to assume that you want blowback operation to move towards gun turrets, but if you don't, you can veto that and switch it. There's the pull. I'll just give you 1 minute. I assume it's blowback that you want me to get turrets for the entry corridor. But if not, it's up to you. The other thing to potentially research, which I think could be really useful, is heavy bridges. Because heavy bridges can allow you to have unpathable zones so that turrets can't be meleeed. I think it's useful to have turrets first, but like that would be a very helpful thing to do. So the way that might work is if you have an entry corridor where enemies walk into your base. This is just like a rough sketch. Enemies walk into your base like this, with heavy bridges. And then you have additional heavy bridges here and here, lined with turrets. So the enemies are walking in. If you have scythers or something, the scythers can't physically touch the turrets. So the turrets can't be attacked by brawlers or scythers. But they can shoot anyone coming in. And that's one of the advantages of living on an asteroid, is you can build pathing like that. That's not exactly how I'm going to lay it out. Obviously, that was just like a rough sketch, but that's what it might look like. And it would really give considerable defenders advantage. The other thing that I was going to say I was going to do is this. Let's go ahead and get some shelving before we work on the entryway corridor. So the entryway is going to be a gradual goal. I'm not going to go to like 100% perfect defense on first pass. That's just not reasonable. But I will continually improve it. I think I'm going to brew my beer in the freezer so that I don't have and I don't even have enough wood for it right now. The brewery, that is. So it's going to have to, we're not going to be able to be brewing until we get some fiber corn harvested. I'm out of wood. I can't, if you're wondering, smelt my bows down. Like, that's not a thing you're able to do. So, hypothetically, let's say we have a brewery here. I don't have anything made of wood that I can break, right? No. No. Yeah, so I'm out of wood. Had I more quickly pivoted away from passive cooling or from wood power generation, maybe I could have had a brewery, but whatever. So we have a shelf here for hops and wort. And then the rest of these shelves, because I think my heal root is also decaying, the rest of the shelves are going to be general storage for everything. That's probably not the maximum amount of space that you could get off of this. Like, I'm sure there's... If I really wanted to, I could get more space, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So this is going to be for preferred priority of all foods that is not kibble, hemogen packs, chocolate, insect jelly, or fertilized eggs. And then also includes all plant matter that is not dye, and also wort. Manufactured... Oh, herbal meds and ambrosia. And where's wort? And I think that's all that needs to be in a freezer, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, silo caps too. Not that I think we're going to have any. But technically silo caps are perishable too. And I think that's everything potentially perishable. It's too bad there isn't like a perishable tag that you can just be like, all perishables go in there. But you just have to use experience and knowledge and memory for all your perishables. But yeah, there we go. So, some proper storage in there. And it wouldn't be a terrible idea to eventually have tiled flooring so that their cleanliness was improved. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Alright, so this stockpile zone is going to be the normal. And it's going to be a copy of the perishable pasted as normal. Oh, kitchen shelves. I've been attempting. Meal shelf, meals, fungus, psychoid, shelf, hops and wort. There we go. So, pretty organized. Yep. And now our herbal medicine is not decaying. Actually, it was not decaying anyway. It wasn't spoiling, but it's frozen now. There we go. Why do you have a suit on? Do you still need your suit on? Yes, you do, because you need to go haul our leather. And then you can take that off. Okay, so we got organization there. I don't think it would be a terrible idea eventually to get like a proper storage room for our rest of our goods, but obviously that's not the priority. So at this point, we need you, Ty, to wear vac suit and vac helmet. And we're gonna work on this. So I think first pass at an entryway is, because I don't have heavy bridging yet. I don't know if it's all that actionable, actually. Well, one obvious thing that we could do is to push our doors up and out. Well, we don't want to do that for the steam geyser. I'm going to mine out all this steel, because the entryway is going to be around here. Like, the raiders saw to it that that's the zone that we're using, because they broke everything else. So the first thing to do is to mine out the steel, and then to work on an entry path. I do think I might want to get heavy bridge tech pretty soon, because I don't have the wood to make, you know, wooden bridges. Not that I want to rely on wooden bridges anyway, because they can't support heavy things. But to start incorporating, to start incorporating heavy bridges in our entryway. I could build trap, corridor, and surface doors. Yes, and I think that that is still at least the path I'm going to go. So that if the turrets aren't enough, we can fall back on trap. And that would look, I would need a wider path. So, joint, I agree with you. I think trap corridors, even when we have turrets, have a place as an emergency fallback with service doors. So I'll start building them. Guilty Ghost, thank you for the resub. This work drive, work frenzy is delicious. It's too bad the work drive's about to go away. The other thing is, where's my light? The light I said I was going to uninstall. I should have yeah, there it is. I was like, why? I'm counting and, I don't have power. Let's fix that. Listen to that. You are a machine. Them some silly noises. Because we're eventually, if we're gonna have turrets out there, we're gonna want power out there. So running power cables is part of the entry corridor. I will say it's probably best if we I don't think I want the door to this farm facing. So I think what I'll do is I'll pop a hole here, because I want the heat to easily just like go in there without venting, because venting is going to cause poor heat mixing. But I don't want the entryway to our farm to be raid facing, because I don't want my farmers to go in. I don't want raiders to come in here and like start setting fires, because I don't have a way to outgas my base quickly. Like, I can't adjust temperatures quick. So if fires are set inside, I'm fairly screwed. So keeping raiders away from my my farm is I would say important. Are built walls less than smooth walls? I believe so. Smooth wall value RimWorld. In RimWorld, all smooth stone walls have a fixed market value of 7 units as of 1.5. And then Vaxstone wall, built wall. I don't actually know what the built wall value is. But I'm pretty sure built walls are cheaper than smooth walls, which is why I'm using smooth walls sparingly. Built wall is dynamic based upon the materials used and the time it needs to construct them. Yeah, true. And Vaxstone. So let's think about this. Vaxstone's a little bit more beautiful, but terrible market value. I don't actually know how much a Vaxstone wall is worth. It doesn't like say. So I don't know. But built walls have less HP, yes, that much is true. 540 compared to 600. It's not much. In the scheme of things, as far as breachers go, that's a difference of like probably less than a swing. So it's not like it's not a big deal one way or another, I don't think. But it is less beautiful, for sure. It's also considerably less time consuming to get built walls and smooth walls. If I tried to smooth every wall that I had, I would not have this built yet by any stretch of the imagination. So that is yet another reason to do it the way I've been doing it. I wanted light because I wanted to illuminate this area, I guess. Yeah. So, needs. We are getting some solitary relaxation by taking a dip. Cool. I mean, it's not like a novel rec type, but it's cool that we can swim in space. Both in beauty and protection, they're less valuable, so less colony wealth. I don't think it doesn't really truly calculate like that. But regardless, I think it's the smart play. Oh, don't do that yet. Build the corridor first. I'm trying to prevent them from stepping on traps. Try my very best. Quantum. Work drive tie. Oh, frickin' no, not like that. Permissible zoning doesn't apply when you're trying to work drive. And Quantum found out that the fun way by running into vacuum. Silly. Blowback is done. I'm just gonna get gun turrets. I don't think I need to pull for that. I think that was a no-brainer. I also got very lucky walking over 2 traps. Well, that's not exactly true. Your own colonists have a much lower chance to trip your own traps than a enemy would. And then on top of that, Ty is, not that it was Ty doing it, I know it was Quantum, but Ty is also nimble. So being a constructor who is nimble, Ty is very, very low likely to trip a trap. Because she is both a colonist who knows it's there and nimble, who, you know, nimble have a 10% trap spring chance. So nimble people are awesome at avoiding traps. Not perfect, but awesome. Now, the other thing that we're going to have is this geyser needs to outgas. So I'm going to need some sort of structure up here to allow the geyser to not superheat this corridor, this trap service corridor. And then this should probably be a steel door, because this is a frequent used path to get outside. Ah, the wife brought more coffee too. Whose mug do I have today? Oh, I have my own mug. So, all of these spike traps are just like, should be insurance. Spike traps are poor steel efficiency. Turrets are better steel efficiency than traps, generally speaking. I guess that's not true depending on your armor pen. Spike traps might be more efficient for mechanoids than turrets, unless the turret is an autocannon or uranium slug. Because mini turrets don't have high armor pen, and you'll probably spend more steel trying to kill, like, a centipede than you would if you used, you know, spike traps. I mean, there's some, like, napkin math involved there, but I think that's probably roughly true. Hey, Steelboot, thank you for the resub. So now we're building the little corridor. This ought to be added to the home zone too. This is the service corridor. This door, if you wonder, will be forced open. This is just like a vacuum barrier. Essentially, I want this entire corridor to be breathable. Okay, so let's build it like that then. I want this entire corridor to be breathable because it will just be easier to, like, move bodies and stuff. So I'm moving these doors here out there, and then building a door here, a steel one. That's not steel. Building a steel one so that we can get into this corridor quickly and get outside. Probably moving this a little bit over, because I'd also like to have the ability, in case of mood break, to build a wall here in a pinch. Right? Because that could be a case of life or death in extreme scenarios. Another really useful tool to deal with raids is to have two valid paths into your base and to flip-flop them, and to have those two paths be on opposite sides of your base. So having, like, let's say we have the weird bridge thing that I had mentioned, where the valid path into the base is something like this, with turrets, right? Again, this is crude. And scythers are coming to attack. It'd be really nice to be able to close a door here, force the scythers to then change paths to attack a different path, so that we can rearm turrets or make sure that they don't encroach too closely. So having two trap corridors and two entryways, one with guns, maybe one without, makes a lot of sense, so that we have flexibility about being able to manipulate pathing for enemies. Which means, I don't know why I built the steel door there. Which means having, you know, a bunch of doors that we can close and change the flow of raiders at our whim. I mean, there's no point in saying build roof, because it's all overhead roof, overhead mountain. Is there nowhere to haul? Yeah, I guess there's nowhere to haul this stuff. Now, the other thing I need to analyze before we change where the doors are is I don't want... I mean, Quantum could wear a suit in case I screwed up, but I don't want to vacuum out the base and have Quantum struggle for air. Because it would also kill all our crops. It would cause some problems. So I'm going to make some backup doors just in case because I don't want to run into the scenario where, like, I haven't calculated air tightness correctly. Because this is not airtight. Obviously, this is not double-lined. I also like how, despite being unroofed, it's hot from the geyser, because it doesn't have enough unroofed stuff to truly vent. As long as it's not getting super hot, I don't need to make it bigger. I'll keep an eye on the temperature. It's actually not terrible if it's warm, because then I'm not bleeding more heat to space. So it actually plays to my advantage to have it be a slightly warm. Certainly warmer than -75. I'll probably end up resowing the fungus maybe when we get to like 2K 2K fungus, because I again for colony wealth, I don't want to drive it up. So here's a quest that, like, if we had a landing pad, we could hypothetically take. But Cyclops and Pikemen coming in, even if we have cataphracts, is like not fun to deal with, and the rewards aren't great. So I'm going to ignore this one. But we could also start working on a landing pad for receiving guests. The landing pad might make sense to put here. And then that also works to our favor, because if I said I wanted an alternative path where we could lure enemies, having a landing pad over here also could have a doorway to lure enemies out that way too. When we cut stone. Oh, it is drop on floor. Craft overhaul. That should help. Alright, and then Ty. JD, you should not be idle because there are haul tasks out here. And I'm going to let Ty just like grind through some stone because she's work driven. So she'll be able to remove some of the backlog of chunks pretty quickly too. We are about to get gun turrets. Here's the thing. I have yet to find I have yet to find uranium, but I am way more interested in making uranium gun mini turrets than I am steel or plasteel ones. Question for you guys is, do you agree? Should I wait to find uranium to make mini turrets? So, one of the reasons I generally don't make steel mini turrets is because steel mini turrets catch fire and explode rather easily. If I do put my mini turrets out in space, the whole catch fire thing matters a whole lot less, but they also have a lot less HP. So the advantage of uranium is a little bit weaker than plasteel, but does not catch fire. So uranium is generally what I make mini turrets out of because it's an economical way to do it. If I had an infinite amount of plasteel, yeah, I would make my mini turrets out of plasteel. But plasteel is a lot more precious and a lot more valuable than uranium, which is why I usually do it. Oh, we have slate now, which is why I usually make my mini turrets out of uranium. There is uranium in this asteroid. I just don't know where. So if I start digging tunnels to make a Gao tree or an anima tree, there's a fair likelihood that I'll find uranium. So the poll is about, should I just wait to find uranium or should I aim to get uranium now? So yeah, you can vote on that. The other thing I'm doing is I'm taking the opportunity with this work frenzy to, and there it is, gun turrets, to start to to build nice power networks around the base. An aurora. Sweet. You know, I just realized, I don't think Quantum has seen space yet. Oh, and we also don't have a valid path. JD, let's fix that now. Because that could be a real problem. I don't want enemies burrowing another hole into my base that I haven't approved. Yeah, all holes into my base need to be pre-approved by the Building and Zoning Committee. All right, you guys think I should wait for uranium to make the new turrets? All right, what should I build next? Or actually, what should I research next? Not blowback. I just got that. Should I get heavy bridges? Because I think heavy bridges will give us a lot of flexibility in terms of defense. Alternatively, we could get like double strand, complex clothing, etc., etc. There's a lot of other choices. And we've got an entryway corridor that could probably handle a decent amount of aggressors, depending on their nimble traits. And I'm going to start working on replacing the steel here too with stone. Sorry, Henry, we did not save you. No salvation for you. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Tribe of the Sky, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow tribe members.